Something invisible is moving. You can't see it. You can't touch it. But it never stops. Not for a second. That thing is time. But what exactly is time? Why does it move forward? And why can't we go backwards into yesterday? Let's find out. Imagine waking up in the morning. The sun rises. You eat breakfast. You go to school or work. Then the sun sets. And nights arrive. Every day follows a similar pattern. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. This repeating cycle helps us measure time.
Long ago, humans didn't have clocks or watches.
So they used nature to understand time.
They watched the sun move across the sky.
They watched the moon change shape during the month.
They watched the seasons change during the year. Winter, spring, summer, autumn. These
patterns helped people understand something important. Time is the way we measure change. Think about a tiny seed planted in the ground. At first, nothing seems to happen, but slowly, the seed begins to grow.
a small root appears.
Then, a tiny green sprout.
Weeks later, it becomes a plant. Months later, it may become a tree. Without time, none of this change could happen.
Growth needs time. Learning needs time.
Even the universe itself changes over time. Your own body is a perfect example. Once, you were a tiny baby. You learned to crawl. Then walk. Then talk. You grew taller.
You learn new things.
Every moment, your body and mind are changing little by little. And time is what allows those changes to happen.
But here's something interesting.
Time doesn't feel the same in every moment. Have you ever noticed that sometimes time feels fast?
Like when you're playing a fun game.
Suddenly, hours pass, and it feels like only minutes. But when you're waiting for something,
Maybe your birthday or a holiday. Time can feel very, very slow. Even though clocks move at the same speed, our brains experience time differently. But what about the universe? Does time work the same way everywhere? Not exactly.
More than 100 years ago, a scientist named Albert Einstein discovered something surprising.
Time is not as simple as we once thought.
Einstein showed that time can actually move differently depending on speed and gravity. This idea is called relativity. Imagine two astronauts.
One stays on Earth. The other travels through space in an extremely fast spaceship. If that spaceship moves close to the speed of light, something strange happens. Time for the astronaut in the spaceship moves a little slower.
When they return to Earth, less time has passed for them than for the person who stayed behind. It sounds like science fiction.
But scientists have actually measured this effect with very precise clocks. So time isn't exactly the same everywhere in the universe.
But even with these strange discoveries, one thing about time seems constant. It always moves forward.
We remember the past, we experience the present, and we imagine the future. But we cannot travel back to yesterday. Why? One reason is something called entropy. Entropy is a scientific word that describes how things naturally move from order to disorder. Imagine dropping a glass on the floor. It shatters into many pieces.
but those pieces never magically jump back together into a perfect glass.
This is why time seems to move in only one direction. From past to present to future.
Even the universe itself has a timeline.
Scientists believe the universe began about 13.8 1.8 billion years ago with something called the Big Bang. At that moment, space and time both began.
Galaxies formed. Stars were born. Planets appeared.
And billions of years later, life began on Earth, which eventually led to us. Creatures who can think about time and ask questions about the universe.
So, what exactly is time?
One way to think about it is this. Time is the way the universe keeps track of change. It allows events to happen in an order. First this happens, then that happens, then something new happens. Without time, everything would happen all at once. Nothing would grow.
Nothing would change, and the story of the universe would not exist.
Every second that passes becomes part of the past, and every new moment becomes the present. Which means something amazing. Right now, as you listen to this,
You are living inside a tiny moment of time in the history of the universe.
a moment that will never happen again.
And that might be what makes time so special.
It keeps moving forward, carrying the story of the universe with it.
1 second at a time.